Hello, this is AGF. Welcome to ABC Girl Study. This is a business study for BECE Junior WAEC students. We'll be releasing more videos, and if you need more, you can check the descriptions. Just like you are right now, if you need biscuits and I sell biscuits, then the action I would make to sell that biscuit to you and the action you would make to what? To buy that biscuit from me, it is called trade. Trade is actually the action of buying and selling of goods and services. But this very trade, it involves several difficulties. So I would have to what? I will have to put some auxiliaries, some supplementary stuffs in place so that I'll be able to perform this trade as it should be. These are what we call aids to trade. So these aids to trade, we have different examples of aid to trade. But for now, let's quickly trace these options and I'll see how I can itemize more that you need. Advertising, that's number one, right? I'm talking about advertising. It's actually an example of this aids to trade. It fills the knowledge gap and solves the difficulty. If you see the difficulty of information, like you know that advertising helps you to promote a brand. If you have a product and you do not advertise it, you know how that very product will sell how it will sell less than those that they advertise. That's why cowbell milk you buy, several things you consume, you realize that they all try to advertise their products, be it through several means. We have newspaper, some will advertise on that, magazine, some will advertise on that, TV programs, some will, even internet that we have, even presently YouTube that you are on right now. It is people use that also to advertise. You must have clicked on advertisement, ad and all that you just those companies just pop up. You'll be dancing in the video and all that just to showcase their product. So this is a form of advertisement. So advertising, we've talked about that. So it's part of aids to trade. Out of B, we have insurance. Insurance is also a part of aid to trade. I'm talking about this very insurance. It is very important. You understand? It's very important. It is it reduces the problem of risks. What do I mean by that? If you look at the complaint you have after you've produced that very product and all that, or unusuals can just happen. There might be fire. Thief can just come and steal some of the stuff you have. You can just, maybe while you are transporting, or you're trying to you're trying to give other people that need that very good the goods. There could be accidents, there could be calamity and the likes. It is through this insurance that these very risks would be reduced. So I'm talking about insurance. Insurance is also part of aids to trade. Now let's talk about the third one. That's banking. We all know that banking is a key factor in our society today that we can't leave aside. I'm talking about banking. It solves the problem of finance. Actually, it can provide advanced loan for you to be able to trade very well. It can also issue large, this kind of time now. If you're a buyer, you are a seller now. If your buyer should give you money, what you will do now is you will not really want to collect a large amount of money. You understand? But banking makes it possible for you to just have the money with you even without collecting that very money. So the issue of carrying large amounts of cash from one place to another is actually suppressed. It's actually solved. You understand? So that's why banking is also part of aids to trade. Now, labor. Now, if you look at this very well, you'll be like, labor also should be part of aids to trade. But I tell you no. Why? If you look at labor. When I'm talking about trade, when I define trade at that time, I was talking about buying and selling. I was not really talking about production of that good. You actually have the good. You've produced it before you talk about trade at all. So aids to trade is now those things that help you to what? To trade those goods that you've actually made. So I'm talking about labor. Labor is not an example of aids to trade. Now let me give you some other examples of aids to trade. This could be helpful to you. I'm talking about aids to trade. We have number one, transport. This helps you to what? To transport the goods and services from where you've produced it to what? To the people that would buy it. So, and we have different types. I know you know that we have land, that's through road or railway. I'm talking about this. We also have air. It could be through airway. We also have water. It could be through sea, river, or what, or canals. Different means like that. We're talking about another example of aids to trade. We have communication. There should be a communication. It is this communication that would help you to sell that good, help you to give that services out through oral or written means. You can actually communicate your ideas. It could be telephone, it could be telex, email, internet, or the likes. So we also have warehousing. Actually, before we finish this video, I will bring another question that will treat this very warehousing and the like. But let me just tell you that talking about warehousing, it is what? It actually helps you to what? To supply the goods and services you have to the consumer at the right time. If you look at, let's take an example of umbrella. We are talking about umbrella. You know, umbrella is used only during the rainy season, and the companies that are producing umbrellas, that will not stop them from producing umbrella, right? They'll produce it throughout the year. But the only thing they need now is warehouse. They have to keep the umbrellas that they've produced while people are not really using it to what? They will keep it in the warehouse. So after the time is near, or the time people need it, people need it, maybe there is rain and all that, there's rain and all that, they will be able to what? They will be able to use it at that particular time. They will be able to open that warehouse, then release those goods to what? To people that need it. So warehouse is actually important in I'm talking about aid to trade. I've talked about insurance, I've talked about banking, I've talked about advertisement. We also have salesmanship. These are it's a skillful act of selling commercial goods. That's salesmanship. We also have different types like that. We also have global organizations for what? For international trade. You understand? So here we have World Bank Organization as an example. We have World Trade Organization, that's WTO, and we also have IMF, that's International Monetary Fund, and the likes. They help to promote they help to promote the trade at international level. Now talking about this also, they help exporters and those people that are taking it out, importers, those people that are bringing it in, by what? By collecting information about the international marketing trends. So these auxiliaries are crucial for what? For commercial and economy at large. In no time, more business study videos and other topics subjects will be uploaded so that you can get them immediately. Try to click the red subscribe button and the notification bell below this very video. Let's move to the next question. Question number 2. The business financed, formed and controlled by one person is termed. We have cooperative society in the question and the likes. Let me just tell you that we're talking about business finance. That's actually the fund that business owners would use to meet their need. Maybe to commence a business, to start up a business. If you want to start up a business now, maybe rice business or things like that, you have to have something. So it is that finance would help the business owner to start up the business, or maybe they want to just top up their fund to finance several business operations. So that's how business finance is actually useful. But let me now tell you that this question now tells us that the business finance. The business finance formed and controlled by just one person. We have different types of business. Let me start from that. We have A. We have this kind of corporate, like there's nothing like cooperative society. Actually, there's nothing like cooperative society as a business type. We also have what we mean by what we mean by sole proprietorship. That is owned by one person. This kind of business is owned by one person. That is actually what we are talking about in this video, like presently now. But there are other types, and you could be asked in your exams. So the second type I will talk about now is partnership. We have partnership. This is this kind of business owned by two or more people. And we have different types of this partnership. We have general partnership. We have limited partnership. Here there is no direct control. We also have limited liability partnership. So like that. But when I'm talking about this limited partnership, just note that it is exposed to greater risks than other partnership. And if you look at the third one also, we have limited liability companies. Here you have the aggregation of corporations and partnership. And we're talking about the fourth one, we have corporations. So just note the four types of businesses I just mentioned and understand them very well. So in this very video, we have the answer to be sole proprietorship. Because Because if you check the question, you see that it is owned and directed by just only one person. It is sole proprietorship. Question number 3. The types of village markets is, we have mini marts, we have shop, we have open markets, we have we have departmental stores. Actually, when I'm talking about the types of village markets, is actually what we mean by what we mean by an open air market. So it could be referred to as farmer market, it could be referred to as green market and the likes. It's actually a public market where food and merchandise is sold. If you look at it very well, if you look at a village, you can't see something like mini marts as a village market. No. If you check a village market, you can't see something like shop. Village market is just like an aggregation of where people will just come together and sell things, food and all that. So if you look at open air market, yes, that's a village market, a village setting market. Now look at departmental store, no. You understand? So the answer is actually C. So C is the answer. The factors that coordinate or makes use of the other factors of production is. I'm talking about this. You first need to understand what we mean by factors of production. And we have 4 factors of production. Number 1, we have land. Number 2, we have we have labor. Number 3, we have capital. And number 4, we have entrepreneurship. So actually, the entrepreneur is actually the one that is overseeing other factors. Without entrepreneur trying to create ideas, innovative ideas and the likes, the land, the labor, the capital will be useless. You understand? So it is the entrepreneur that will coordinate and make use of other factors of production. So A is the correct answer. And other things, when we're talking about entrepreneur, the payment is profit. You understand? And we're talking about labor. Payment of labor is wages. We're talking about capital, it is interest. While land is is rent. If you check other options as well, this capital could be is actually a factor of production, but it's not it's not the answer to this very question. Land as well. So this to test your knowledge of what I just said. I'm talking about Frank John, just like you can see on the screen right now. This Frank John, what can you tell me about it? Is it labor that this Frank John would be, or land? I'm talking about these factors of production, or capital, or an entrepreneur. Tell me in the comments section. And if you have questions as well, do well to what? To tell me. Just like I said earlier, that I will test your knowledge on something. I would know now if you are really following. Tell me the answer of this. Actually, number 5, the place where goods are stored until they are needed is known as. We have A, warehouse. We have B, space bar. We have C, house. We have D, room. It is what? Echo it. It is warehouse. You should remember that I mentioned this while I was talking about the examples of what aids to trade. Question number 6. A5 paper is half of dash. We have quarto, that's option A. We have A4 paper. We have C, foolscap. We have D, 2A size book. We're actually talking about A5 paper. Let me just give you an example on the screen. This is it. You have A0 paper. A0 paper. Then let's talk about A1 paper as well. A1 paper as well. Till we get to what? Just like you can see, this is the decreasing order. Let me just tell you the relationship. We're talking about A0 that you can see here is what? It is the largest. Then A1 is half of A0. So A2 is half of A1. A3 is what? Is half of A2. A4 is half of A3. While A5 is half of A4. Just like that. In what? Just like you can see there. As the number increases, like A1, A2, their sizes decrease. You understand? Their sizes will decrease. So just note that what? They decrease. And it is by what? It is by half. So the answer to this very question, without a doubt, should be what? Should be A4. Why? Just read the question back. A5 paper is half of A4 paper. That is, A4 paper is twice the what? The size of A5 paper. And if you look at industries, if you look at the usage generally, I'm talking about printing, a standard paper for booklets and the likes. They use A5 and A4, and this also it resonates with B0, B1, B2, B3 like that. You understand? So that's just the guide to solving questions like that. Question number 7. When 2 to 5 people come together to do a business, they form A, joint partnership. No. B, partnership. C, shareholders. No. D, sole trader. No. It is partnership. Just like I was explaining the other time, I said partnership involves 2 or more persons. So there's nothing like joint partnership. You understand? So even the types of partnership we have just general partnership, we have limited partnership, we have limited liability partnership, not what? Jointed partnership. So the correct answer to this very question is B. Question number 8. We have FOB. Is actually a shipping term. I'm talking about shipping your goods from a country to another. As you can clearly see on the board, it is what? Free on board. Just like I said, it's a shipping term. I'm talking about this free on board. It's a term used to indicate who is what? Who is at loss for goods damaged or destroyed during shipping. That's what we mean by that free on board. And we have 2 types. So there is FOB origin. It could be the same thing as FOB shipping point, or you also have another example, that's another type, that's FOB destination. So when I'm talking about this FOB origin or FOB shipping point, that's actually talking about that it actually means that the purchaser or the buyer, like you that are trying to buy that very good that they are bringing, you will be the one to pay for the shipping cost from the factory they produce that goods or warehouse or where they actually bring in that goods to your place through ship, and you gain ownership from where the goods and services are being are being produced. You understand? So that's FOB of ownership, of origin. So after the factory sold that stuff to you, they have no access on it again. Like, they have no direct ownership on it again. You are the owner now. So you have the risks. Like, you have the risks of shipping it. Maybe anything if anything should happen while shipping and all that, it is not their problem again. It is your what? It's your problem. So FOB origin or FOB shipping point. We also have the second one. That's FOB destination. Here, the seller would be the one at risk of loss rather, until these very goods that they sell reach the buyer. Like now, I order something, or I want to buy a good from, maybe some goods from USA to Nigeria or Algeria or South Africa. Why I want to buy that stuff, and they are bringing it through ship, so that I can get that material. When talking about this FOB destination, it helps me not to be in charge of that very good until it arrives where it should arrive with me. Like, until it arrives my place. That's when the seller will not have any risk of loss. But if anything should happen to it while coming, if there's any damage, if there's any damage and all that, it will be the loss of the seller. So that's just the two things you need to understand. Let's move to the next one. All these options that you see here, they are not correct. Free man on board, fire on board. This is what? Free on board. Don't forget to click the red subscribe button and the notification bell for more videos like this. Let's move on. Question number 9. COD. It means cash on delivery. Cash on delivery. We also have another name for this. It could be collect on delivery. Why do I call it collect on delivery? Actually, the time they used to use cash on delivery, because they used to use it then, because what? Because if you order a good or service, like now Jumia, you know Jumia very well, cash on delivery. If you order a good or services, that is, if you want to pay them, you will pay them through cash. Then that's cash on delivery. But now it has changed to what? To collect on delivery, because other means are used instead of cash to get money being paid. So it could be collect on delivery or cash on demand. Do you hear what I'm saying? So that's just it. So the answer to this very question is what? Is cash on delivery. Just like you can see here, that's B. So if this cash on delivery, if they should write collect on delivery, you should know that what? It's still the same answer. And if you should write cash on demand, it's still the same answer. Thanks for watching this very video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.